I don't know if people really understand like the magnitude of that. That is, I watched that video 50 times in the beginning over and over again because I just had to say, wow, this is unbelievable. I got to really remember.
Hello, and welcome to the Pacific Channel. I'm your host, Steve Doherty. I'm very excited to announce that we are going to have our very first group healing session on January 21st, which is a Saturday at 10 a.m. PST time. That's Pacific Standard Time. Please register for it by sending an email to the email address in the description below. I'm going to teach you how to use EFT and the law of attraction to both heal yourself and attract what you want. It's going to be mainly about healing, but it's also going to be about attracting and manifesting what you want. It should be a very interesting and rewarding experience for you. But if you can't make it, don't worry. We're going to be having this twice a month, and maybe we can alternate days and times so that it will fit your schedule. I'm very excited about it, and I hope you can make it. And now, back to your regularly scheduled program. In this audio clip, Dr. Joe Dispenza is talking to a woman who attended one of his workshops, and she says that they did a manifestation technique where they thought about what they wanted, then represented that with a letter, like I think C for car, and then on one side of the letter, you write down 3 to 5 reasons why you want what you want, and then on the other side of the letter, you write down what elevated emotions you would have if you already had the manifestation. So then she states and asks, so that there seems to be what the magic sauce is. Is that right? That's her question to Dr. Joe. I think what she means by the magic sauce is the idea that you must feel the feeling of what you want before you can manifest it, right? So most of us want what we want because we think that when we have it, we will feel better. As a matter of fact, everything that you want it because you think that once you have it, you'll feel better. But that's backward as to how the universe works, right? The way it works is that you must create the feeling first, or you must vibrate high on any topic first. I think the challenge is that we must keep our vibration high throughout the day, not just at a week-long workshop and not just when we are meditating. The way that Dr. Joe understands this question is that he goes down the path of explaining how in the 3D reality, we have to work really, really hard to get what we want. In the 3D matrix of reality, we see what we want, we are aware that we don't have it, and then we work very hard to get it. That's fine, but there's an easier way to do it. In the quantum field of reality, you have access to the power that creates worlds to manifest what you want. Dr. Joe will say that you live in separation of the emotion until you get what you want. And then the payoff or the reward is the emotion that you could have manifested easily to start with. He's going to say that there is nothing wrong with that because those are the rules of the 3D reality that we live in. And you can get really, really good at that. But in the quantum field, you have to feel it before you experience it. In other words, from the law of attraction paradigm of thinking, you have to manifest the feeling of already having what you want to attract it to you. Let's listen to Dr. Joe explain it now.
I'm your host, Dr. Joe Dispenza. Let's begin.
I felt like the magic sauce from a practical standpoint was embodying the feeling, having accomplished it. Like it's one thing to know why you want it, and it's another thing for those catch up people for a second since we're on this topic. You did a manifestation technique where we thought about what we wanted, and it could be anything, right? It could be a shopping trip, it could be a car, it could be whatever, anything that you want to manifest, and then sort of represent that with a letter. And then on, one side of the letter, you write down 3, 4, 5 reasons why. And then on the other side, you write down 3 or 4, 5 reasons or elevated emotions having accomplished it. And so then we went into the meditation and we did it. And anyway, 2 hours later it happened and somebody goes, oh, there's a trip to Egypt in February if you want to go. And so boom, here we are now. So that to me feels like what the magic sauce is. Is that right? Or...
Well, let's talk about it. I think that we've been hypnotized and conditioned into believing that, we have to do something in order to have an experience in three-dimensional reality. And this is the plane of demonstration. So when we have the experience, the end product of an experience is an emotion, right? So that's the payoff. When you have your abundance, when you have your new relationship, when you have your new career, you live in separation from the emotion until the experience occurs. And then when the experience occurs, it takes away the lack or separation of not having it. Nothing wrong with that. That's the rules of three-dimensional reality. And you can get really good at it. You could go to school, you can make the right choices, you can learn from your mistakes, you can be trained to get better at it, and you can develop skills, and you can accumulate resources, and it can get easier for you. But in the quantum, if you're creating from the field instead of from matter, which is a broad conversation, you have to feel it in order to experience it. And so that's kind of a reversal, because most people will say, well, I'm not going to feel gratitude until my healing actually happens. Well, it turns out that you got to feel gratitude in order for the healing to happen. And our data shows that over and over again. So your body is so objective that when you feel the emotion before the experience, it doesn't know the difference between the real life experience that's creating that emotion and the emotion that you're fabricating by thought alone. The body's actually believing it's living in a new environment, a new condition. So it turns out it requires, if you're looking at a secret sauce, we've kind of whittled it down to a formula. And it requires a clear intention, and that is a vision of what you want to have happen. And that is selecting a new possibility, an unknown that you would like to experience. Okay, so what does that require? That requires your brain being really coherent. So we've isolated the process of being able to make your brain work better. And I talked to the brain scientists a few times, and I said, tell me what percentage of people that immerse themselves in an event for 7 days, what percentage of those people do their brains get better? They said 100%, 100%. So we know that you can make your brain work better if you learn that formula. Okay, so now we have a clear intention, but that's only one element. There is another element that is the handmaiden to that, and that is an elevated emotion. Now, elevated emotion, I'm talking about, so many people feel with every single body part except their heart. I mean, that's just kind of a weird thing that we do as human beings. Well, you protect that. It's you being vulnerable in the jungle means you're more likely to be taken advantage of. And you get bruised or injured in your life. You kind of learn from that, and you protect it, right? So in the creative process, the heart is the creative center. We have compelling data to show that once you open that heart of yours and it starts beating in a rhythm and a coherence, it actually informs the brain it's safe to create. It actually tells the brain to get creative, and brainwaves change. And so when you combine that coherent heart and elevated emotion, and you start feeling the emotions before the experience, the heart actually produces an external magnetic field. Well, now you got a Wi-Fi signal, and that field could actually resonate with a coherent brain, the intent. And the thought is the electrical charge that sends the signal out. It's the directive. And the elevated emotion, that feeling is a magnetic charge. And we've got enough information to show that the heart's the magnet. So you're going to draw the experience to you with your heart. So when there's a kind of match in frequency between some potential in the quantum field and what you would like to experience, and you keep tuning in to that potential, and you're actually creating from the field instead of from matter, the rules change.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to go anywhere to get what you want. Somehow the experience finds you, and it comes in unexpected and surprising ways to prove to you that you're actually a creator in your life. And
so true.
When that occurs, then it's no longer like I have to meditate. It's actually like, I'm not going to stop doing this because I don't want the magic to end. And so that's what I'm really super proud about in our community. We're doers, we do the work, not because we have to or to please God or do the right thing or not feel guilty, or we do it because we don't want the magic to end in all those synchronicities, all those coincidences, all those opportunities that start appearing in our life to prove to us what I did inside of me is somehow producing some effect outside of me. And if I can correlate what I did inside with me with those synchronicities, those opportunities that are happening outside of me, I'm going to pay attention to what I'm doing and do it again. And my belief in what's possible actually broadens. And, oh gosh, I've been studying people in the last 6 months or so, because my belief about what's possible has actually changed in witnessing so many people's transformations. I never thought I would see multiple sclerosis or muscular dystrophy or amyotrophic lateral sclerosis or blindness or paralysis change in 7 days. I mean, this is kind of crazy stuff that we're witnessing. And I listen to the testimonials of these people and I talk to them. And what they change is their doubt in what's possible. And we were kind of talking about this before we started. It's so relevant for all of us because some people think they do the meditation. If I do this meditation, I'll heal. And when I listened really closely to those people, and some of them did their meditations 2 and 3 times a day. Why? Because no chemo, no drug, no surgery, no diet, no exercise was actually changing their health at all. And nothing changes in our life until we change.
Yeah.
So they were doing their meditation 2 and 3 times a day, not because they thought if I meditate more and try harder, it's going to work. They defaulted back to the doubt that it was possible. Now, when you respond and react to someone or something in your life and you get back into the familiar feeling of yourself, you're going to believe in your past more than you're going to believe in your future. So they did the meditation to change their state. They got that clear intention back again. They felt their elevated emotion. When they felt the elevated emotion, they actually believed in their future again because they could feel connected to it. So they were doing their meditations 2 and 3 times a day, not to do it more so they could heal, but they defaulted back to their doubt and they had to go back and change their belief. And so many of them now, after their moment, God, we have so many great testimonials, and I listen really closely. They say, now I have no doubt, like no doubt. There was a guy in London that came to our event in August with muscular dystrophy, a really rare form of Baker's or Slim Gardens muscular dystrophy. It's progressive. That you look at it on the internet anywhere, it'll say there is no cure for it. He came in a wheelchair. He walked out of that event. He was walking. They just sent me a video of him this week walking down the street in India, just strolling down the street. Like I don't know if people really understand like the magnitude of that. That is going so against convention. It's such an unusual thing to witness. I watched that video 50 times in the beginning, over and over again, because I just had to say, wow, this is unbelievable. I got to really remember what's possible as human beings. And it is really changing our belief from a state of doubt, like doubt is the emotion that keeps us connected to believing in the past. And then feeling the elevated emotion causes us to believe more in the future. And it only takes that image of the future and the emotion, the thought and the feeling, the stimulus and response, where you start conditioning the body into the mind or the emotion of that future. And he's in a new body. He's in a new life. He's in a whole new future in just an instant. Yeah.
Wow.
So Dr. Joe said that the body doesn't know the difference between the emotion that the body creates from an experience and the thought alone that creates the emotion. This is why it is so incredibly important to feel good anyway. Feel good regardless of your current reality. Feel good regardless of your current bank account. Feel good regardless of any condition outside of yourself. But of course, this is much easier said than done, right? Why? Because nearly all of us have been programmed backward to not feel good unless we get what we want, to not feel good until some external condition changes for us. This is where meditation and visualization comes in. When you meditate, you raise your vibration, which is the same thing as saying that you feel better. And when your vibration rises, you become a closer vibrational match to everything that you want. This is also why the author and speaker Neville Goddard advised people to feel as if what they wanted was already here. Visualize it and feel it so clearly that it doesn't even matter if it's here yet or not. I've said this before, and please forgive me if I repeat this too much, but the whole reason why you want anything is that you believe that you'll be happier once you have it. Well, if the way that the universe works is that you must feel the feeling first to create what you want, and it's really just a feeling that you want anyway, why not take the shortcut right now to the feeling of having what you want? That way you get the reward of the feeling right now, plus the universe will then bring it to you. But then you might be thinking, but Steve, I don't even know what it would be like to have what I want because I've never had it before. How can I create the feeling? That's why you have an imagination. Anything that was ever created was a thought first and the feeling of what it would be like if it was created. Any building never built before was a thought and feeling first. Any empire never amassed before was a thought and feeling first. Any dream never realized before was a thought and feeling first. Do you see what I'm trying to say? What trips so many of us up, including me, is doubt. We think of what we want, we launch powerful rockets of desire out into the universe for what we want, but then we go back to our regular lives and doubt what we want is coming to us. The question then becomes, do you feel worthy of receiving what you want? For example, if you want to be rich and famous, are you sure that your subconscious mind thinks that's okay? Or do you have negative beliefs about money and riches that are stopping you? But of course, you can also manifest healing yourself. Dr. Joe talked about that guy from India who had muscular dystrophy, came in a wheelchair to Dr. Joe's week-long event, and was able to walk after it. If you knew him and his experience personally, you might start to believe that anything is possible. Belief is a critical component to your healing. Whatever you believe, you will achieve. It is mainly our doubt that stops us. According to Dr. Joe, the man from India is in a whole new body and a whole new future now. He's the 4-minute mile for all of us. But if even one of us can do it, then any of us can do it. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Also, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. And please share this with 5 of your friends so that you can qualify to win a free ticket to one of Dr. Joe Dispenza's week-long workshops. Also, as a reminder, we are going to have our very first free Law of Attraction EFT healing session on January 21st, which is on a Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Please submit your email address to the email address in the description below to register for it. We will send you a client intake form that will ask you things like, what do you want to get out of the session? What do you want to heal? And a couple more questions. I'm excited to meet some of you, and I really hope it will be a very rewarding experience for anyone who attends. We're going to mainly focus on health issues, but also abundance, money, and wealth topics. I'm going to teach you how to combine the law of attraction with EFT to both heal and attract what you want. So don't be shy. Register now. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I really hope you can make it. And now, please comment below if you have any questions or if you'd like to make a nice comment. Not nice comments are no longer allowed. Kidding. I like those too. They keep me on my toes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
We would love to give back to our Pacific family for all the love and support they have given us. We are offering 2 lucky winners a ticket to Dr. Joe Dispenza's week-long retreat in Sunshine Coast, Australia, worth $2,300 each. To enter the giveaway, you must be a subscriber to our channel Pacific. Like this video, comment how our channel has helped you. Share this video with any 5 people. And stay tuned on our channel as we will declare the winner soon. Please refer to the description below for more info. Good luck!